Dear students, welcome to Al Sadat Science Academy, and today we will learn about some basic definitions of chemistry. First of all, we are going to discuss the definition of chemistry. Here is the definition of chemistry. We are highlighting it that it is a branch of science which deals with the composition, structure, properties and reactions of matter is called chemistry. It deals with every aspect of our life. In chemistry we study matter, and there are four things which we have to remind in our lesson. And what are those things? Here are the four things. The first one thing is composition. The second thing is structure. The third one is properties. And fourth one is reactions. We're going to discuss the branches of chemistry here. The first branch of chemistry we are going to discuss is physical chemistry, and the definition of physical chemistry is in these lines. This is the definition, and the students of 9th class can attempt these lines in the definition of physical chemistry. And the definition of physical chemistry is the physical chemistry is defined as a branch of chemistry that deals with the relationship between composition and physical properties of matter along with the changes in them. And if we look at the definition, we have two things: composition and properties. And not only properties, these are physical properties. Physical properties and composition have the relationship, and this is called physical chemistry. Physical chemistry. After the physical chemistry, we are going to organic chemistry, and in the start we are telling you that chemistry was only divided into organic and inorganic chemistry, and at that time the substances which were studied under organic chemistry were not the subject of inorganic chemistry, and the substances which were studied under inorganic chemistry were not the subject of organic chemistry. And what is organic chemistry? The study of organic compounds. And what are the organic compounds? These are hydrocarbons. There are compounds of hydrogen and carbon only, and their derivatives, and their study is called organic chemistry. And this is the definition which is highlighted in the picture. Organic chemistry is the study of covalent compounds of carbon and hydrogen and the derivatives. And obviously carbon and hydrogen both are non-metals, and they form covalent bond with each other. They cannot make ionic bond with each other. Hence the covalent compounds of carbon and hydrogen, in which carbon and hydrogen are interconnected with the covalent bonds, and their derivatives, in which hydrogen is substituted by another compound, is also the subject of organic chemistry. And these are the compounds which mainly come from plants and animals that are a living source, and now they are prepared in laboratories also. But long ago, a vital force theory which was presented by Jacob Berzelius was the main hindrance in the preparation of organic compounds in the laboratory. But when F.M. Wohler produced urea in the laboratory, the door was opened to prepare them in chemistry and chemical labs. The third definition we are going to discuss here is inorganic chemistry, and inorganic chemistry is the reverse of organic chemistry. In organic chemistry we were discussing the hydrocarbons and their derivatives, and in inorganic chemistry, except the compounds of hydrogen and carbon, that means hydrocarbons and their derivatives, all other compounds are included in inorganic chemistry, and we are going to highlight it. Inorganic chemistry deals with the study of elements and the compounds except those of compounds of carbon and hydrogen and their derivative. This is the definition which the students can attempt. That inorganic chemistry deals with the study of all elements and their compounds except those of compounds of carbon and hydrogen that are hydrocarbons and their derivatives, and except these compounds, all other compounds are included in inorganic chemistry. And in inorganic chemistry, all the compounds which have the covalent nature or ionic nature are discussed here. Here we will discuss them. The next definition we are going to discuss is biochemistry. Biochemistry is the main branch now which is under the consideration, and which is very important branch nowadays, because a lot of work is being done A lot of work is being done in this field, and here is the definition. It is the branch of chemistry in which we study the structure, composition, chemical reactions and substances found in living organisms. And the definition completes. The students have no need to learn by heart all other lines. The definition of biochemistry is complete in these lines, which are highlighted here. And if you notice that in the definition of chemistry we have studied the things of matter. The matter, in chemistry we study matter and the composition of matter, properties of matter, reactions of matter and structure of matter, and all these things are studied in biochemistry. But the matter is inside the living organisms. This matter is inside the living organisms that are in the plants or in the animals. The branch of chemistry that deals with the structure, composition, chemical reactions of the substances found in living organisms. Only and only in living organism matter is discussed in biochemistry. Now next is the industrial chemistry, because we have to prepare the substances for the commercial scale to build up our economy and to sell our things. Hence this is the definition of industrial chemistry, which you have to learn. The branch of chemistry that deals with the manufacturing of chemical compounds on commercial scale is called industrial chemistry. In industrial chemistry, you have to prepare the substances for the commercial scale, for the sale purpose, not to prepare in the lab and laboratory. In the lab, when you are preparing anything in lab, you discuss only the ways and methods which are very safe. And when you are preparing those substances on commercial scale, you do not go in the same safe ways. You only go to the cheap ways. If you have any cheap way to prepare the substance, you definitely will adopt that regardless of the safety hazards. And in labs, you have to teach the students. Hence, in labs, you adopt the ways which are very safe, regardless how much expensive those are. Next is the nuclear chemistry. In nuclear chemistry, you deal with the nuclear reactions. Here is the definition of nuclear chemistry. Nuclear chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the radioactivity, nuclear processes and properties. This is the definition. Not a big definition. This is nuclear chemistry. Nuclear chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the radioactive processes, that is called radioactivity, nuclear processes which are fission and fusion, and the properties of nucleus somehow. In this nuclear chemistry, we discuss the nucleus of an atom, and if it breaks, radioactive rays are emerged from it, and if it breaks, it's called fission. That is a nuclear process. And if the two nucleuses are merged, that are in fusion, that is also the subject of nuclear chemistry. Our next branch is environmental chemistry. Environmental chemistry is related to environment and living organisms. What living organisms are giving to the environment and what environment is giving to in return to the living organisms, that is related to the environmental chemistry. And here is its definition. It is a branch of chemistry that deals with the study about the components of the environment and the effects of human activities on the environment. This is the definition. It is a branch of chemistry that in which we study about the components of environment. Components of environment are abiotic and biotic factors of the environment and the effects of human activities on the environment, which humans are giving to the environment, and what environment is giving to the humans is the main purpose and the main subject of the environmental chemistry. And the last topic of today is analytical chemistry, the branch of chemistry. It is very interesting branch of chemistry. Analytical chemistry is the branch of chemistry that deals with the separation of analysis of a sample to identify its components. Here is the definition. The definition completes here. As you are noticing that in this branch you are provided with a sample, and you have to identify its components, what is inside it. The compound which is provided to you may look like water, may look like any hard material like butter or sugar, and it may look like a gas, and you have to test it by various methods which will be discussed in the next lessons. Here, in analytical chemistry, you have to identify the components of that sample which is provided to you, and you have to adopt hit and trial method for it. You have to conduct various tests to find the functional group, which functional groups are present in it and which substances are present in it, and after that you find the ratio between them, and at least you find the components and the formula of that compound, and you notice all the components of that compound or mixture, whatever it is. That is known as analytical chemistry.